we have heard about or we haven't heard about this topic.
If you guys already have heard this
Ah,
topic.
okay. I understood correctly. Thank you.
Yeah, oh, okay, I will send again. Okay, let me see here. Sorry for that. Also, as all every meeting immersion, I like to create a vocabulary list to us have more insights in this immersion. Don't let me. This is the vocabulary and have I bring to us two common expression like you will see I will copy here for you. That is the first one to bleed the company colors. That is like vestir a camisa da empresa. This the classic one. You have to bleed the company colors or to fly the company flag, levantar a bandeira da empresa, and we will discuss about that today because people, the entrepreneur, always say, "Oh, you have to bleed the company colors, but you have to create a culture, a strong culture in your company." But sometimes employees don't feel that they are earning enough to be are being recognized of their job. So we will discuss about this. And let me see if we are on YouTube. Yes. Okay. So, hi guys, good morning, guys from YouTube. I'm Lara. We today we're going to talk about quiet quitting. It's a new term that Gen Z create to express the overload of work, and it's not a concrete quitting. You know, you don't need to quit your job to be related with this term. So today we are going to discuss this great topic. I'm Lara. I'm 18 years old, and I love to know more about what people think. And this immersion will be great for that. And also, this immersion it's not for me to teach anything. I'm a student, as all of you guys, but it will be a great topic. And for that, I bring a short video. It's like 7 minutes, but we won't watch all of it. It's just the 2 minutes to understand what this term means. So I will share for you guys. Just take a moment. Just let me see here. I will share for you. Okay.
Lara, uh, just an advice. I don't know what the instructions that you received, but some times ago, Phil used to say that's not a good idea to share YouTube videos with in live, because copyright, you know. I
Okay.
don't know. So we used to share this video offline, before to start the YouTube transmission. I don't know, just an advice.
Oh, okay. So I put on the materials. Did you guys have seen this video? I
I
just can
saw,
talk.
I saw it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that. So thank Osvaldo. I'm I'm just getting into this
Don't
new
worry, don't
thing,
worry.
you know. But okay, okay. Thank you for sharing with me this. And so, anyone has watched this video beside Osvaldo? I can talk about it if don't worry. We can discuss the questions. Quiet quitting, it's a term when the people are not getting into the job. They just do what they was asked to do. Never go extra mile for that. So you don't put a lot of effort in your job. Like if your boss ask a question to you to do, you do it, but not more beside that, you know. You don't engage with this job anymore. If you have to quit your job like every day, 7 p.m. you do it, but you don't engage after that. Like if your boss sent you a message to you solve a problem, you don't engage anymore with the company. This is a thing that have the point of view of the entrepreneur and of the employees. And this we what we are going to discuss, because what the boss thinks is you are not engaged with the company, you are not being a good employee, but actually the employee, the point of view is, okay, you are paying me for do that. I don't have to do any more than that if you don't pay me extra hours. So this is a discussion that Gen Z are doing online, and it would be awesome to know more about you guys, because I'm not in this environment yet, So it would be nice to know what are happening in these environments. So as you we talk about the first question, I will go to this second one, that you do you believe quiet quitting is a form of laziness, or it's a healthy way to set boundaries at work? I'd like to hear you first, Ianka. What do you think about it?
Well, hello guys, morning again. So I am quite familiar with this term, and I keep thinking like, imagine that you work in a 6 per 1 scale, 8 hours per day, receiving a minimal salary, being super explored at your job. Um, so like this kind of condition, to me, it's a bad condition, mainly when you don't like your job, when you just do that job to survive. And I think that Gen Z nowadays think more in um, how work for live and not live for work. They don't think in live for the work, like the job is their life. I think it's a millennial dilemma. I guess it's another generation problem. It's not their problem anymore. So in my mind, it's not laziness. Maybe it's a quiet protest, because if you want that someone wear the company t-shirt, you should put these on the terms and pay them for do that task, and not require that they do something beyond what they were required to do, hired to do, I guess. So yes, this for now.
It's great. I think nowadays people have this discussion about work-life balance, like you already said. So it's how the mind of each generations think different. It's a great gap of generations. It was nice to know your point of view, Yanka. Thank you for sharing. And how about you, Karina? What do you think?
I agree with Yanka. I think we have like different treatments for different generations in a workplace. For example, I had bosses that it's super workaholic, and I had bosses like younger bosses that was really okay, like go to live your life after work. I will not text you after work. So I think generation is a point. The environment that you are, it's another question, because for example, if you have like a environment that you know you can increase your career, you can go forward, you can show more, and you can do like this kind of things, but in a healthy way, of course. But if you are in a place you don't have like any chance to grow, any chance to do anything, you will do less, or you do like just the regular work because that's what you're paid for. So I think depends a lot. But if you don't, if you are in a place that don't show you this good environment to grow your career, I think it's okay to do just your work.
Yeah, I get it. And some people, some friends of mine, always laughed about the phrase, "Oh, you have you have to have the mind of as a CEO, like the company is yours. And the people say, okay, but you will pay me like a CEO? I have to have this mind, but my salary, it's not this equal the effort that I have to put on, you know? And it's
Yeah.
something that people in my generation are talking about.
Yeah, because
And
in my case, sorry.
no, go ahead, please.
No, I was saying in my case, when I was an intern in my first job, I was like giving my life because I want to be a full time employee. So in this case, I was like being a CEO of the company because I had a goal to achieve. But in other case, like I really liked my work, so I usually work more than my boss asks me, but because it's something I like, it's something that I do in a healthy way, like in my work hours, during my work hours, and it's the normal for me. But when I was younger, like in an internship, I was like giving my life work a lot because I had a goal.
Yeah, depends of the moment of your life, you know. For young, you have to create your space on the company because you are nothing yet. So I agree with you. And how about you, Osvaldo? What's your take on this?
Well, for me, that's a fine line between laziness, career satisfaction, and being overworked, right? I think it's necessary to evaluate the scenario, but for example, currently I used to say that I really enjoy with my job as well. For example, I guess about 3 or 4 months ago, I worked a lot during weekends, during the evening for a specific moment, project moment, right? Where I felt that it was important to put a lot of effort in that project because of the company goals, and of course during that time, by the time I learned a lot of new stuffs, technical stuffs that led me to increase my tech toolbox, right? So I think it's necessary to evaluate the context and for me, nowadays it's easy to recognize if someone is happy with your career path, or, for example, if they decided to not to do a lot of effort or some effort in some situation, if they just want to take care of themselves, themselves. I think in summary that's it, Lara.
Yeah, you have to take be careful if like have this bias because as you said, it's a fine line because if I just do what the boss ask me to do, will be other person that will give more, and I'm not be a choose to work in this company anymore. So it's a
Yeah.
fine line.
Yeah, yeah. For example, I can just finish my talk. I can share my experience. Currently, I decided to continue work as developer. Sometimes I got some invitations to get higher positions like leader, manager, coordinator, something like that. For in my perspective, it's important to get more experience working with different industries and approaches and technologies, after that, I'm gonna think about deeply and becoming a tech lead or lead about any project. Just, of course, if I have chance to put my knowledge in a side project, for sure, I'm doing that. I do that, but for my moment, I prefer to expand my knowledge in this field.
Great. You guys maybe can't think that this conversation helped me, but it's really helps me because next year I will be in this environment, so I take some insights from here, from your behavior. So yeah, it's great. And how about you, Sydney?
Yeah, well, guys, I agree all of yours, and I consider it a kind of a action of it's not a lazy action. I think it's a way that people to protect them, a way of protection. And I would like to emphasize that today we are living in a society that there are a lot of coaches and the rich people that they used to their statement is aligned to attract people, I think to motivate people to work for them and to give their lives for the company. But it's so it's very different when we start to work in this company. So what they are saying is very different what they used to show, especially in the workplace, because I work in a company, guy, that the people there, the partners, that don't used to work so much, but all their statement is about to work. So give the maximum as possible because the company will recognize your efforts. But guys, it's so hard. In my case, I have my little firm, my small firm, so I provide my service for them, and I don't have a salary. I have an invoice. But but for the people that I used to manage, to find a common point that, for example, to maintain them engaged, and I think that because the company don't have, they don't use to recognize, don't pay a good salary. They have money, but they don't use also to give them extra benefits like out of the union used to ask them, to obligate them. But I think it's hard. I try to be honest with them. For example, well, the company is this. The partner, they will not pay a good salary, but we have opportunity to improve their some abilities and they go to the job market to find something. I don't know how. I don't know who said about job satisfaction. I think it one of the things that the people they must have to continue their journey and their improvements. When you work in a job that we don't see happiness in it, we don't find happiness, don't find a kind of I think signification. Maybe it's very hard to maintain it. I think, and I think every company will be a kind of how can I say a toxic place. Not toxic place. It will be a kind of a tough or hard place to spend your time. I would say that.
Just in addition, what I see, what happened with my daddy, it's like he received, like Osvaldo, a promotion, a higher position on the company. You have like a 20% increase of the salary, but on the other hand, doesn't have extra hours. So do you can work a lot and don't receive nothing for that because it's a higher position, and at the end the bills don't, it's not so interesting, because in a lower position you could work the same amount and earning a, a higher amount of money. So I don't know. I sometimes, like Oswald say, it's good you give a moment to think about it and if you will worth it. Yeah. So, Yanka, can you read for us the third question, please?
Sure. Why do you think some employees choose to quietly quit instead of resigning altogether? Yeah. Because we have bills to pay, I guess, and the labor market, the salary, I guess in Brazil, it's not having differing so much from post to post. You have to specialize to have some qualifications. So sometimes you can just remain in the same job while you are getting some qualification to get a better position, for example, and then you do the minimum at your current job to save energy, to invest more in another opportunity maybe. Or you just go to accomplish that 8 hours per day and you are more focused in your life outside of the job because you have to work 8 hours, but you have another hours to live your life and to see your friends and do other things that you have more pleasure doing. So having a job sometimes is just a security place, a secure place, a secure salary that you can have. Um, every month during the minimum because the other opportunities it won't be better, so better than this one. And yeah, you can have this assurance, but doing other stuffs in your life, I guess. I think it's this.
Exactly. You have your point of like you have your desires of your job, but also you have to keep working because you have a family to to sustain. So yeah, I agree. And how about you, Sydney? What do you think?
Yeah, I think if for the people who work in a CLT mode, they prefer to, when they resign officially, is resign, they used to lose some benefits like the FGTS, something like that, some governmental benefits like the seguro-desemprego. So they choose to quietly quit. But in terms of they already gave up about this job, but they want to the company fire them instead to give it to the company, to the employer. Another thing is about your job, the area that the people are working. For example, for those who work in supermarkets, I think every supermarket is almost the same. So, for example, working as a cashier will be the same in many supermarkets. So they used to, instead to resign altogether about it, they used to quietly quit and doing the less as possible. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you have great benefits, like in the great, it's a, a difficult word to say it, but I see how FGTS helps in my family to to achieve some things like pay a house, something like that. So it's really important for the families. I agree. And what's your take on this, Osvaldo?
Guys, just to contextualize your better, I along the way I had four different small business, and I have one of them currently related to financial ventures. Um, and I had some employees along the time, you know. So in my perspective, um, uh, how can I say that? I'm gonna bring my example, right? Currently, I prefer to keep a good work-life balance. I think that's important to me because I've realized along the way that I have a lot of roles in my life. Like I'm a father of two children, two children. My relationship with my blood children, I would say might be different with my stepson. I'm a husband. My parents are divorced, so the way that I relation with my way with my mom and my dad are so different, because they are in different contexts. So yeah, I have a lot of rules. So I need to keep my work-life balance in a good way. Of course, I recognize that's crucial. A lot of time we put effort in some projects or tasks, and as I mentioned, I really enjoy my job. So it's common I see myself um, trying some feature in my cell phone during a weekend, during an evening, just for fun, for me. These days I was trying a mobile app theme management, dark or light theme, I was applying this feature in a bank app in that I work currently. And another thing, as Sydney said, I send invoice right now, but I work full time for a specific company. At the press, I'm a kind of CLT employee, but I'm a PG, So let me see. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I could express my idea.
It's nice because you have the different two point of views, like as an entrepreneur and as an employee. So it's good to
Exactly.
know about.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about it, Karina?
Um, I think we have pays to bill, as Yanka said, and sometimes we are not happy with the opportunity we have, but it's the only that we have. So we need to stay there because we need to pay our bills, provide our families, and etc. And sometimes you are working there because you need it, and also looking for something to try to. Sometimes you need to study, you need to do a lot of things to go out of this place, to quit this place and go to another one. So I think it's a question about, oh, I need this job, so I need to be here. And sometimes it's a question of personality. Sometimes the people is just good there and it's enough for here for the this person. But sometimes we are like just resisting in a place because we have place to build, and sometimes we are looking for other place but we don't have opportunity. So I think depends a lot of the environment you have and the conditions that you have too.
Yeah, and in the third questions, we will talk about what do you think some employees choose, né, to quite quitting. And I would like to dive into if some co-workers decide to quit quitting, how this affect to you? What do you think about it? So can you read for us, Sydney, the third question and talking more about that?
Uh, the fourth question, uh, how can quiet quit affect the
Yes.
team's performance or a company's productivity? Yeah, it's affect a lot, especially when the people rely on each other work. I think when a department has a workload to, and we divide it for each one, and if some guy don't do their part, the other people used to do it. I think it bring a kind of unfair feeling for the others and some disagreement, some fights in the workplace, and also become it toxic environment for some people. I'd say that let me see. I think the bosses, supervisors, or coordinators, they had a great role to identify it. I think identify that if someone are doing their job correctly, properly, and because it's more about to build a fair environment, a fair. I think I'd say that. Okay, in a company, it's not a a best world. I think there are often imperfections process, but I think it's important to identify it, try to correct it, and if someone are not if someone is not doing their job correctly, or I think it's important to have a conversation and at last to fire and to hire other person.
Have you ever passed through this situation like someone didn't do their job later, like
Yes,
just
currently, yeah, we have this problem currently. One of we have a coworker. She very dismotivated in the company, but we don't have any power to resolve it. And I told her that the company will maintain the same policy, and there is no opportunity uh, to up in the hierarchy. I think to become gonna say yes to change her job to be she now she now an assistant, but there is no possible to be a analyst or a supervisor in the financial department. And I told her that she must go to the job market and find another opportunity in other companies.
Oh, okay, so it's not just a term, this really happens in a in a real life. Nice to know. And I would like to know about you, Karina. How did you work in Portugal? It's the same in Brazil?
I work with a lot of Brazilians, so it's kind of same. No, but besides that, the Portuguese, they are like pretty similar like us, but I feel like here we have like a regular journey. Like we don't have like to stay after work to prove your work to your boss. And also I work with American in an American company, and the Americans, I think they are more like workaholic than us here in Portugal. So, but here it's pretty the same, like buddies, like as I said, like we have like our work 40 hours per week to do, and that's okay. Also, I think if you have like a problem to solve or you need to be absent for a while to solve your things, it's easier to do that. You can just ask your boss to, oh, I have problems to solve, I have issues, I need to go to everywhere, and it's okay, you can do this these hours later. And also we don't have ponto. I don't need to to pay my hours like exactly like they ask me to do, so it's more flexible, I guess. But it's kind of different, but depends of the company that you work in Brazil, because I think you can also have this kind of things in Brazil as well. And you can have more tough rules in a company here as well. I think it depends.
Yeah, and so quite quitting in your company, isn't it a problem? I think it's just the culture that people just work as they was asked to do, right?
Yeah, in my company, it's okay. Like I'm not suffer with that. I already suffer with that with a colleague in other company. But for today, like in my daily routine, my team, it's really good. Like how the company, we have like this work balance, life balance, so I think it's okay.
Nice to know about that. And how about you, Yanka? How was your experience?
Yes, this question caught me because I hate work with people. I am so glad that I don't have to work with no one, I just work with my computer, another monitor, sometimes a third monitor, but not a third person, for example. To me, it's very difficult. And I didn't have a formal experience in the labor market. I'm an academic person, so I just had some academic environment, academical jobs to do with other people, and it's worse. Like, I don't know if you did the graduation already, Lara, but during the graduation, we have some projects to do with colleagues. And if these colleagues do not do the project, you have to do it the same way and deliver the project, and sometimes to put the name of that person. And doing this, one time I decided to talk with the professor and say that I would do the job by myself. I didn't want a group. I want to do alone the job because at the end, I would do alone because a lot of people do not want to a lot of students do not want to do the university jobs, the university projects that you have to deliver. So to do not bother me, to do not get angry, I started to work alone since the graduation moment. And until today, I work a lot alone. Sometimes I have to work with other people, but people that have the same goal as me. So we work together really. But when you have to work with someone that do not want to do the job, it's the worst. I go to the boss or to the professor and say, well, this is my work, okay? This is not, I make it clear that person did not help, okay? So I don't want to put their name in anything. I'm very radical in this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's my experience.
So this still happen in the university. Like I'm not in the university yet, but I passed through the same thing in at high school. So I have the same thing thought about like you. I just have a group to do a project. Anyone are doing their part of the project, so I decide, okay, I will do all the things because they don't know how to do, and if they do will be wrong, so I decide to just do all my own. It's have a bad thing because you feel overwhelmed, and it's sad to know that in the university I will pass through to the same thing. Yeah, I thought that people would be more mature, but yeah. And how about you, Osvaldo?
I need to say that you will live these things in every your entire life, I would say, I totally agree with Yanka. That happens a lot, that's common. So yeah, well, about me, there is a book, I forgot the name, about a guy have been written how changing peoples in a team could be dangerous for a delivery for a company, something like that, because um, for we will need people for well, a lot of years ahead. Doesn't matter how uh, how much development AI can be, we will continue needing of people, yeah, I'm not diving into this discussing about AI, but um, let me see. I think it's important to say my answers is related to point of view about quiet quitting. In my perspective, there are positive and negative one. The positive is related to take care more about ourselves, and the negative is related to avoid to work. So, in my perspective, there are these two meanings related these terms. Currently, I consider myself that I take care more about me, So my perspective, I can deliver my job properly. At the same time, I take care more about myself and my loved ones. So in my perspective, it's hard, but it's necessary to manage our employees, our teams, to deal to work um, more productivity as possible. I'm saying we have a task, for example, we have a task to delivery, and it's important to plan that one in a good way to be able to deliver that without stress a lot, the teams, the co-workers, and so on, you know. I think it's harder to manage, deal with this. I'm sure that, but I think it's crucial because Gen Z are shown us that we it's important to take care more about ourselves while we continue working a lot, you know. I think you could understood me, you know, understand me. Yeah, it's a thing, a line, like I said, between laziness and avoid to overwork it. I would say. I think that's it. It's hard. It's hard to answer this.
Yeah, because you have to be careful what your definition about it,
Yeah.
because it's not a clear term, because sometimes you can feel that someone are just not are dismotivated, you know,
Mhm.
but on the other hand, they are just doing what they are paid for. It's not too wrong, you know, but I think it's more a moral thing than for
Well,
a wrong thing.
yeah, about work for we was asked to do. If we think this way, I think all of us will work less, you know, because since we are not the employers, we will receive less because we didn't take uh, higher risks, you know. I need to say the employers had been taken higher risks to get the money that they will receive, you know. So for me, it's okay they get more money than that employees. In my perspective, it's it's justo, you know. So I think we need to put ourselves in our role, you know, in my perspective. So I know that I would receive more money if I would take more risks in my career, for example, my career or my decisions. You know, it's hard to have a company that bring profit along the way. Sometimes we need to spend a lot of money for years and years and years. I can share about Nubank, for example. Nubank is a company that just get positive money after I think about between 5 and 10 years of working, you know. And we will say that the company's manager, the company's owners don't don't wouldn't receive a good salary, a good money. I think that's it's okay, you know. They taken this risk.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think that have a bad guy on this, you know. I think like you say, a owner of a company have the risk of not getting paid at the end
Entire
of
risk.
the
The
month.
entire risk is the company owner.
Yeah, like of course that has a lot of problems in the company environment company for the employees, but also the employer don't have the guarantee of the FGTS, for example, don't have
Exactly.
this kind of
Exactly.
things. So I would like to the last dive into in the last questions, the question 10, because we discuss about this term, and I would like to solve think how to solve this problem. And so imagine are you our employee uh, have your own company, how it will be the perfect culture of this of your company. So can you read for us the last question, Karina, please?
How can companies create a culture where employees don't feel the need to quietly quit? I think this question, it's for this question, it's really important for the company have a culture to motivate your employees. So, and today in my case, for example, how I feel motivated to have flexibility to do my hours or have this balance between my work and private life, have good benefits. So it's great to have a health insurance, have like allowance to meal, have this kind of benefits. So I think, and also have like a good boss, a boss like it's able to hear you, to understand you, to have like some connections with you between your daily work. So I think for me it's more a question about being motivated, so stay motivated all the time, than just, I don't know, have a politician to stop quitting, you know. So for me it's more related to feel well, feel good in the place you have, and the companies can do that in some ways, like I said.
Nice. Would be amazing to work in your company, Karina. Like it's not a big change, you know. I think to company do this. You just have to realize that you are working with people, not with robotics and something like that. And what's your take on this, Yanka?
Well, I totally agree actually with Karina. I would add like a career path, a planning of your career path, like the possibility to grow into the company and in a fair way, like everyone with the same rights and the same odds to grow up in the career, do not benefit some people from some group, you know, like everyone with the same opportunities to grow up in the career and in the company. uh, gives money, subsidies to do some courses, specialization or qualification, like fi financiar, I forgot, put money in the qualification of your employees, I guess. And as Karina said, access to the basic rights, I guess, like health insurance, maternity leave entitlement, this kind of thing, you know, like CLT rights. When you get unemployed, you can have some insurance to seguro-desemprego, I forgot, unemployment insurance, maybe, FGTS, and so on. I'm very fan of the CLT rights, actually.
Oh, nice. This point of view of investment in their education, like, will be good for our company, you know, nice. And how about you, Osvaldo?
Oh my goodness, it's hard to answer that. Avoid to be uh, rude, I would say. Uh, in my perspective, I don't believe the companies have equal opportunities for everyone. I think the decisions is around to trust, you know, and I mean trust. How can I say that? Sometimes some people will get better positions without have a good qualifications to do that, just because the no, their managers trust in them, you know. I used to see a lot that not only my current company, my whole career, you know. So for me, it's crucial you have a good relationship in your career in general, not only within your company, your organization, right? Um, but I think for me, the most of company used to create a circle mesmo, a circle. How can I say circle in English? Someone know? I don't know. Well, but a company create a circle um, to try to involve all the company employees to circles. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So the company create a circles um, yeah, to involve the people to keep going, try to get better position. No, in the end of the day, they will choose who they trust, you know. Yeah, that's my perspective, you know. Of course, there will be exceptions, in my perspective. I know some people that are truly good workers, but yeah, that's it. It's hard to answer with trying to not to be rude.
Yeah, and do you mean like a circle? I don't know if the what I wrote was right because I
You
just put
know,
on Google Translator, you know.
yeah. Do you know pão e circo politician? You know,
Oh, okay, so it's
some
right
like
then.
that. Yeah, some like that.
I get it. I get it. Nice. And how about you, Sydney?
Yeah, it's a tough question to answer in a proper way. I think that there is no proper way to answer. It will depend a lot on each perspective and background. But I have been working just in 5 companies in the last 22 years. And I think the companies that I saw the people happy and motivated were the companies that it, there was a kind of fair environment, workplace. I think the supervisors, the company used to flourish. I think a good relationship with each other. I think I'm talking about the employees. One of these companies, the people used to lunch together. On Friday, they used to go out together, even people in different departments. And I think in this company also had a kind of events, traditional events uh, like Easter, like in this kind of things during the year that used to, I think, to make that events to make the people to join the people to make the people stay together. I think in some when the company used to close some dealings with other clients. They used to celebrate it with the employees. So I think this kind of company are more, I think, are better to work. I think this kind of culture is very it's yeah, I think it's bad. It's interesting to make the people more motivated to stay there.
Nice, guy. Nice insights. And also, I think that we have create a kind of model what the perfect company would be. And I think this conversation should happen in the company. Like the owners have to know what the employees are feeling, you know, not just passing through, just firing people and contract new ones because we'll be the same, you know. Are still people, now a human. So it was nice to have this time with you guys. I really enjoy this conversation, and I really, if you have some insights for me, I forgot to bring the link of the how can I say, to leave the comment what you think about the immersion, but you can talk to me in the WhatsApp, and in the next week we'll discuss about other topics, and I would like to see you guys here again, and I hope have more people here. So have a nice week. I wish great things for you this week, and yes, you guys, bye bye.
Sim.